High frequency is the best way to train, but many of you guys that learned its applications from Paul Carter, Ryan Duras, or some other content creator have fallen into the minimalism trap, which will hinder you from reaching your natural muscle building potential. For example, they are preaching an upper body day with just 2 sets per muscle for a total of 8 sets for the complete workout. A full body day cannot include every single muscle and cannot have more than 10 sets. Everything past that is essentially junk volume. I'm totally on board that lower volumes with a higher frequency is absolutely best for maximum muscle growth, but they're taking this principle to the extremes. The Pareto principle: focus on 20% effort for 80% results, getting the most effective results with as little work as possible. This sounds great, but this instills a bare minimum mindset. It's just like saying, yeah bro, just focus on the big basic compounds, which has absolutely left massive holes, spider physique, in thousands of lifters. Getting the most effective results with as little work as possible makes total sense if you just want to get in and out of the gym quickly. But if your goal is to get as jacked as fucking humanly possible, why would you just do the bare fucking minimum? We have absolutely lost sight of doing as much as possible and working fucking hard for our goals. What is with the remaining 20%? The 20% that will make your physique stand out. What is with the last 5%, which shouldn't make a difference when just looking at the number, but it absolutely fucking does. The last 5% makes the biggest fucking difference in your physique.
I promised myself as a little boy, I said I can never leave the gym knowing I have 5% left. That 5% is magic. It's the magic place where very few people go. Right now, you're 5% away. 5% away from being a champion.
So why not just put in 100 fucking percent effort for 100 fucking percent results? I get that the first set of a given workout for a specific muscle group gives you the best possible stimulus, and that more is not better, especially when looking at the diminishing returns of volume within a session in terms of stimulus and the fatigue you generate with every additional set. But the problem with taking any study at face value and not getting the bigger picture is that you end up being stuck in theory fucking land, instead of taking the core principle of these studies and applying them to the real world. What do I mean by that? Train with your maximum recoverable volume. Wait. Don't get this wrong. Not the Dr. Mike Israetel 30 fucking sets type of volume. I'm still talking about very low volume, just not the Mike Mentzer or now Paul Carter low. Push your volume to the max. Yeah, it has diminishing returns after a certain point, but any return is worthwhile if you actually want to fulfill your natural muscle building potential. At the end of the day, more volume is more stimulus and therefore will give you more muscle. The key factor here is as long as you can recover from it. It takes what it fucking takes. Now let's talk about embracing exercise selection perfectionism. Let's say you want to have the biggest back a natty could ever grow. That ain't gonna fucking happen from 1 to 2 sets of a pull down, 1 to 2 sets of a row, and 1 to 2 sets of a back extension. There are so many functions you're not covering with just a minimalistic setup like that, which by default is leaving gains on the table, especially if your back looks like shit and you have bad genetics and you have to fight for every single ounce of muscle. Again, you will reach 80% of your potential with that simple setup, but fuck that. You need to crave that 100%. How could you ever be satisfied with leaving just the slightest bit of your potential on the fucking table?
Imagine walking out the door a loser. I'd rather die. I would rather die than be that loser guy.
So, separate each function of the back into their own exercise. Shoulder adduction, a frontal plane pull, shoulder extension, a sagittal plane pull, shoulder blade retraction, a kelso shrug, horizontal abduction, a simple rear delt fly, and a heavy-ass deadlift for the spinal erectors. Come on, bro. Back extensions ain't gonna fucking cut it. Don't be a fucking bitch. Then perform as many sets you can recover from with this setup as often as you can. Start with the lowest volume possible, just 1 set per exercise, and build yourself up. As long as you can recover from it, meaning that you're still seeing progressive overload, you can do more than 1 fucking set, depending on the frequency of course. I and no one else on the internet, except if you have a coach, can handhold you and tell you how many sets you should do. That is why I'm giving you a set range. You just have to try shit yourself and see what works for you. We are not so different from each other that one person can only recover from 1 to 2 sets per session, while someone else responds well to high volume, doing 20 to 30 fucking sets per week. But we, our circumstances and our recovery pool are just so slightly different from each other that one person may recover from 1 to 2 more sets than another person. Again, try shit out, see how much work you can maximally push for each individual body part, depending on the frequency you're training at. And of course, you cannot segment every single muscle fiber in your body for every single muscle group at the same time. Just do that for your main priority muscle groups. And once you find your own individual guidelines of how much sets you can push while still seeing progressive overload occurring, and at what point your progress stalls, therefore you having to dial back the volume to let your muscles recover to the next session. Once you've found that, stick with it. Don't see what anybody else is doing, just stick to it. The only thing left for you is to check this out. If you are not happy with your results, or you want to fast track your progress to maximizing your natural potential, make sure to apply for my one-to-one online coaching service, and I will take care of you, bro. Or if you're interested in having the best possible programs at your hand at any given time without any hand holding, check out my program bundles, where you get 5+ programs for just €50. You simply cannot beat this price to value ratio.